Good afternoon, dear students. I think it will be nice for you our online lectures. Let's continue our lectures. Turn to lecture 6. At the last lectures we have discussed lots of things with you. For example, typology of morphological systems, typology of grammatical systems, and etc. And here you can see that lecture 6 is dedicated to typology in gender linguistics of English and native languages. Here we have key points for discussion. We have only here 3 key points. The first one is interconnection of gender and language, and next one is features of the term gender and characteristics of male and female characters. And what kind of connection does gender have with linguistics? Here we describe it linguistics plus gender, and as a result gender linguistics appeared. The reason of appearing of gender linguistics was the new views of investigations of the problems of intelligence, philosophy of science, pay attention, and philosophy of society. Gender is considered as the main object of genderology. It includes a national description of cultures, the roles of male and female in society, and their relationships and behavior. Features of the term gender. What does it mean, gender itself? And here we offered some views of several scholars. For example, the first scholar, Cameron, points out that this gender relationship entails differences or tendencies in what women and men do and say, stemming from the notion of gender as an idea about the importance of differentiation between women and men. Gender refers to the array of socially constructed roles and relationships, personality traits, attributes, behavior, values, relative power, and influence that society ascribes to the two sexes on a differential basis. Here I want to draw your attention to this speech. Gender is relational and refers not simply to women or men, but the relationship between them. And next scholar is V.A. Maslow. According to her, through gender, humanity can understand and evaluate the existence as individual and collective consciousness. They can investigate flamboyant relationships of a human being based on relations between male and female. Thus, gender as a meaningful source identifies all socio-cultural sides of human's life. And next scholar is Jane Sunderland. It's more interesting. According to her, gender can be found and can be analyzed in the following contexts. For example, in differences between women and men, boys and girls, in similarities between women and men, boys and girls, in diversity within women, within men, within boys, within girls, in aspects of linguistic dealings with individual and groups of women, men, boys, and girls, and in aspects of what is said and written about gender differences, in aspects of what is said and written about individual or groups of women, men, boys, and girls. And characteristics of male and female characters. For example, what kind of characteristics does male and female have? Gender can be observed in the vocabulary of every nation. male and female characteristics are reflected in phraseological units and proverbs in the vocabulary of different nations and cultures, mostly in phraseological units and proverbs. Phraseological units that can be related only male features. Pay attention. For example, general's battle, brother of the angle in Russian language, шут гороховый, рыцарь без страха и упрека. In Uzbek language, qulog'idan kun ko'rinib qopti, jon kuydirmasang jonona qayda. Next slide is describes for you phraseological units that can be related to only female features. For example, in English, lady of the house, once good lady. In Russian language, подруга жизни, Talia в рюмочку. In Uzbek language, onasi o'tmagan, ayol makri 40 tuyaga yur. And phraseological units with the peculiarities of male and female appearances and their characters that cannot be met in the language system of other cultures or nations, and their possessive concepts have hidden semantic distinctiveness. For example, in English, May Queen, a young woman, it means a young woman crowned with flowers as queen on May Day. And Girl Friday, it's a female employee who has wide range of duties, usually including secretarial and clerical work, originally by extension from the character Man Friday in Robinson Crusoe. Well, here I want to say that such kind of semantic distinctiveness we cannot come across in other languages, but only in English. And phraseological, excuse me, next slide. In Uzbek language, we can offer these examples. For example, Ustaz Farang, expert of his work, and Big Ayım, mother or wife of begs or landlords, and form of addressing to them. The structural form of possessiveness is beckoning on a servant. And phraseological units of male and female characters which can be observed in lexicology of most languages. Here you are given some famous or popular examples. For example, in Uzbek, erkek sabzi or erkek shada is used for women who do the work of man and in appearance also looks like a man. And in English, the equivalent of this phrase, pay attention, this phrase has an equivalent in English language and Russian language also. And it can be expressed with the combination of blue stocking, originally used to describe a man wearing blue worsted instead of formal black silk stockings. And in Russian, there are such characteristics of female character. Instead of this, they interpret female as a scandalous creature as bazarная баба, or anthropocentric metaphor like аппетитная женщина, etc. And this is a brief explanation for you on lecture 6, Typology of Gender Linguistics. And if you have any questions, keep in touch with me on chat in Moodle platform or by Telegram. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.